Let us write a Python program to calculate the factorial of a number by making use of functions. You can start with a comment. Factorial of a number by making use of functions. Okay. Now certainly you should create a function that will calculate the factorial of a number and the answer is returned. Before that, the number whose factorial you want to calculate, this n should be entered from the keyboard and it should be passed to the function. So I should create a function that will read n from the keyboard. Okay, so first function to read n, def, followed by name of the function rn. Certainly document string should be written used to read n. N is certainly an integer. Factorial exists only for integers. So you can write int followed by input. Here you can write enter the value of n. And certainly n should be returned to the main function. Okay. Now next function to calculate factorial. So let me write the name of the function as fact. Certainly function symbol should be there. N should be passed to the function. Okay. The number whose factorial you want to calculate, that n should be passed. Certainly header should end with a colon. Document string is necessary used to calculate the factorial of n. Now, how do you find the factorial of n? If n equal to 0, it is 1, isn't it? And if n equal to 1, then also the answer is 1. So maybe 0 factorial in problems, we don't need this 0 factorial. Okay, so let me start with 1. So you can write the code like this. If n equal to 1, factorial of 1, what is factorial of 1? See, you can see factorial of 1 is 1, so you can return the answer 1. Otherwise, how do you find factorial? N factorial equals n multiplied by n minus 1 factorial, isn't it? So you can calculate factorial like this. It is n multiplied by n minus 1 factorial. How do you find n minus 1 factorial? This function is made use of to calculate the factorial of n. So when you call this function with n as argument, factorial of n is returned as answer. So if you want factorial of n minus 1, you call this function and what must be passed as argument? N minus 1. Okay, so this function will return factorial of n minus 1 because n minus 1 is passed as argument. So two terms are the actual parameters or arguments, formal parameters or parameters. So while calling the function, the variable, the quantity that is passed, they are known as actual parameters or arguments. While defining the function, in the function header, the variable name that is made use of, that is formal parameter or parameter. So while calling the function, if you pass n minus 1 as an argument, this will return factorial of n minus 1. Okay, now the working of this piece of code will be explained in a better way in the next video tutor. So for the time being, understand this much. If n equal to 1, the answer is 1. Otherwise, factorial is n multiplied by factorial of n minus 1, and the answer should be returned. So you can use the keyword return. If you want, you can use a bracket like this, not compulsory. Okay, so this function will calculate the factorial of n. Now you can write the main function. Okay, and don't write here. So if you write the code here, this will be taken as part of this function. Okay, it will not be the main function. So indentation alignment is very important. So first you have to read n. Let me use an infinite, or maybe let me start with n is equal to read n, because this function returns the answer. N is returned as answer that is stored in variable n. Now let me find factorial of n. So you can call this function. Okay, right click, copy. Let me use another variable name f. F is equal to this one. So f contains factorial of n. The answer should be displayed in the computer's monitor, isn't it? So you can write factorial of n. The value of variable n should come. So it should be written outside double quotes. Equals. Equal to is a message, so it should be inside double quotes. And the answer should, the value of variable f should come, so that should be written outside double quotes. Save your file, run the program. F5, write the value of n. So if it is 4, the answer is 24. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, 24. So let me repeat this. Okay, so you can use an infinite while loop. It's not a menu driven program, I'm just repeating it. Okay, so indentation is important. Select the code, press the tab key. Yeah, now after this you can write ch equals input. Do you want to continue? Do you want to continue? Y bar n. So this function returns a string as answer, because either y or n. That is the reason why I did not make use of int input. So ch contains either y or n. So you can write if ch equal to small n, or ch equal to capital N, then no need to continue. Break. So break will take the control outside while loop. Okay, otherwise you should continue. So just write a pass, which means you will continue. So now you can continue infinite number of times, theoretically infinite number of times, and when you type n, you will exit from the program. Run the program. F5, maximize the screen. So factorial of 3. Factorial of 3 is equal to 6. 1 into 2 into 3, that is 6. Do you want to continue? Yes. Why? Enter the value of n, maybe 5. Factorial of 5 is equal to 120. Correct. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. It is 120. Do you want to continue? Yes. Factorial of 6 equal to 720, because 120 into 6, that is 720. You know that. Do you want to continue? No. Okay. So this is how you write a program to calculate the factorial of a number. So what this function does is it finds the factorial of n and the answer is returned. So while calling this function, if you pass I, factorial of I is returned. If you pass 2, factorial of 2 is returned, which is nothing but 1 into 2, 2. If you pass 6, factorial of 6 is returned. And this function we will make use of in the next problem. Okay, now this is another example for recursion, because inside a function you call the same function. That is what is known as recursion. So this is another example for recursion. Now I will explain in a better way the working of this piece of code. The next video tutor explains that.